So Ableton just dropped Live 12.2, which added this new Expressive Chords device, which basically lets you play preset chords with single MIDI notes. So this is the default preset, and I just added a scale here afterwards just to make sure everything is in key. I mean, you can do jazzy, whatever kind of stuff without a scale afterwards. You can be like... And you probably also know that you can invert the chords or tilt the velocities forward or backward, or even strum with different articulations too. Reverse them or quantize them. And you can also modulate all these controls with all these MIDI inputs. Velocity might be the most useful, but I also just like turning up random variations so everything is just humanized on every hit. Before I go any further, my chain right now is just Granulator 3 with my friend Olia Holiday's vocal in it. You can get this from her vocal pack. Or you can use any of the stock Ableton ones. But also I just have Reverb, my 404 vinyl sim rack from my rack pack, my GMM Max device, which is a free download, and then my multi-band compression rack on the default preset. Without any of it, it just sounds like... So it's just a little flavor. But essentially what I think is the biggest feature of this device that might get overlooked is this import chords from clips button. So basically if you had a MIDI clip here, you could just press this import chords from clips button and essentially just steal all of the chords from the MIDI clip. So you can just be like... and play them in your own rhythmic fashion or whatever. I think this will be super useful. Like, not everyone uses MIDI packs. I have this folder of melodic splice loops on my computer that I've downloaded, and my favorite ones are from my Brotherhood demo tapes. Shout out demo tapes. He has a bunch of these like chord progression ones. The one I'm going to use is this one from Splice. I'm watermarking it so you can't steal it. You have to support him. So with these clips, you can actually drag them onto a MIDI track and convert it to harmony. And I want to say 90% of the time, it's pretty accurate. Maybe 80% of the time, it's not perfect. But you'll have all the chords from the progression in a MIDI clip. Usually when I do this, I like to make sure my song is in the key of the sample. Just so like if there's any stray notes, because sometimes it will like pick up some like frequency that's like not like actually in the scale. I'll have my scale set to like E minor in this case, just so I can press the fit to scale button. So it will transpose everything to the scale it needs to be in. Once you have a progression you like, do the same thing, import chords from clips. And now you can basically rearrange the chords and play them in any rhythmic fashion, whatever you would want to do. Okay, so I actually started an idea with that same progression and chain the other day. So I think I could probably do something melodic in this intro part. So I'm just going to take this Expressive Chords preset. By the way, you can save these presets like with like the built-in MIDI and everything. I'm going to get Drift. I think I'm going to go ahead and process with GMM, my multi-band compression. And something I like to do with Drift is put the LFO on this wander mode. So when I turn up the pitch here on the LFO, pitch will kind of wander around. And to make it even more kind of like natural sounding, I'm going to go to this mod section and have the key, like which note you're playing, modulate the LFO rate. So each note will be pitch wandering at a different rate. And I think some experiment I want to try is get expression control, which has this random mode. So every time you press a MIDI note, it'll output a different random value. But I also have my own random generator max device, which is basically 9 of these stacked into one. And you can quickly map these 9 all at once. And you can also slope to the next value. So I'm going to get an arpeggiator, which might not make super sense with Expressive Chords, but I'm going to set it to play order mode since we're going to be randomizing the articulation and strum and stuff. And I'm also going to map the rate, maybe steps, and limit how many octaves it's going to be, and gate. So I'm just going to take the same MIDI. So I think I'm going to do like a reverb wash kind of thing. So I'm just going to automate the wet. I'm going to hold Option or Alt on my keyboard and curve this so it's like an exponential wash in. And also same with decay. And when you automate the size, it'll have a cool like repitching effect. So I think that's a cool way to kind of add layers to this intro that was kind of boring and probably needs more texture anyways. And one more kind of thing, if you don't like it being random on every time, you can actually route the MIDI to a new MIDI track. So I'm going to take the MIDI from Drift and then go ahead and record this. So cool, now we have this MIDI saved, and if you wanted it to be the exact same every time, then now we have it, which is also handy if you have the random variation up too without having to use expression control or random generator. I wanted to keep this one short, but I have more videos planned soon. Do all that shit that the YouTubers say, like and subscribe and all that shit, because I'm doing YouTube and shit, and also check out my Gumroad packs and Patreon.